Yo, what's good today, guys? Today was a little bit of a shit show, I'm not gonna lie. I became the revenge trading final boss today, and I somehow pulled a win out of my fucking ass today. I did take 5 trades, basically 4, because I did something so stupid today. I'll show you guys in a second, but we did get a $150 win on all 3 accounts. And now we are eligible, as you can see here, for 2 payouts. I can take about $5,700 out, which I'm gonna do right after this video. Just wanted to show you guys that, and that will be my 10th and 11th payout, which is awesome. And that will be nice once we get the 3rd one. But did end up blowing a combine today. It didn't last long at all. I was only in this trade about 52 seconds, and I blew this the fuck up. Luckily, Top Step is having a discount right now, so I can grab 2 more with this payout, which is nice. But this account looking awesome. Almost at 10 G's on the month. But let's see if you guys got keen eyes. Like I said, I only took 5 trades. I sized in as usual. And let's see if you guys got keen eyes to see what I did on this first trade here. So if you didn't notice, I did the classic trade on my combine, trading NQ. Go to switch to this account, and I didn't switch to MNQ. I placed 3 minis with my auto position set to $500, and you can see this lasted 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. 1 fucking second I got stopped out in. So that really blew, like, hardcore, and I was down $500 without even looking at anything. So like I said, I don't really count that trade. I'll still show you guys it because I did take it on the combine, but other than that, I got rinsed pretty hard on shorts. I took this one that ended up getting stopped out here. That was a $350 loss. Took this one that ended up getting stopped out here, which was about a $300 loss. I took this one, got stopped up here for, again, roughly a $300 loss on this one as well. I believe. No, sorry, this one was only $150 loss, something like that. And then I did take, or sorry, this one was a long position. I'll show you guys. I got scummed on that one. Shorts, I got fried. This long, I got fried, $150. And then I took this final trade that was all these. So it ended up being 12 micros total. And I made $1,500 on this, which was the best trade of the day by far. And cooked on that one, saved my ass, got my $150 winning day. And I was down, bro. I was down like $1,350. And I said, oh, I'm willing to risk $150 more to make it an even $1,500, and I'm done. And then I smacked the best trade of the day. And I don't even know if I'd call it revenge trading. I mean, I shouldn't have been trading regardless, but it was a good setup. I didn't like take a bullshit setup, so like it's not that big of a deal, but I definitely should have called it a day after the 2nd or 3rd loss. It's just the first $500 loss like really pissed me off, man. I only technically lost $800, so this should have been a $700 day, but that first trade fucked me hard, and I wouldn't even have got stopped out on it. My size was just way off. So yeah, no news today. It was kind of hard to decide which way I wanted to go because we had this 4-hour gap we were fucking around in, and we did end up inversing it, but we had this one right below that kind of was my target for shorts. And as you can see, we had inversed these hourly gaps. We hadn't inversed this one, but we had inversed this top one, and we did end up inversing this gap at 6. But as soon as it turned to 7, we pumped out of this, right? So that's why shorts kind of got cooked. I'm gonna delete this so you guys can see a little bit better, but on the 4 hour we were trading within this gap still, and I kind of had this marked out as my buy side target, which isn't exactly the best, but as you guys can see, coming into market open, we did take London lows and Asia lows. So longs were looking really good, to be honest. Like, we were trading into a 4 hour gap. We were still respecting that top 4 hour gap. We were trading into a 1 hour gap. Longs were looking really good in my opinion. But this is what made me go short. Like I said, I wanted to target that lower 4 hour gap. And we had this 5-minute gap on the sell side. And we had these big 15-minute gaps here. So we were respecting both sides. And my kind of idea for these trades was whichever one breaks first, that's kind of the way I'm going to go today. And we did break below the 5-minute right here at 6:35. So 6:40 would have been the next candle that actually closed below it. And I did end up taking a short, and this is the one I took on my combine, and then I fucked up on my XFAs. I took this basically like right down here, and I got cooked on my combines, like literally right there, just because obviously I'm like full porting. That's how I pass my evals. So even this little like tiny 26-30 point move is enough to stop me out, and it still went up higher than that. So that fried me. And like I said, I was in for 1 second on the live accounts because $500 drawdown is literally fucking nothing. That's like, for 3 minis, that is 12, 18, 42, about 8.5 points, give or take. So that's why I got stopped out so quick. Unfortunately, if I would have just like got in like let's say right there, and I still accidentally did 3 minis, I would have fucking printed right to there. But that wasn't the case, so I got cooked on that right away. That was a $500 loss. That blew my combine. But I don't think it was a bad trade. So yeah, I did end up re-entering like literally right after on like with proper sizing. And I think I got in about here. And then I just got fried again, bro. I got cooked like right there. Or no, sorry, I didn't get cooked. I got cooked up here. And that wasn't a full loss. It was only a $350 loss. My stops originally were like all the way up here. And my take profit was about down to this low right here. So this I also messed up on today. This turned into a $350 loss because I sized so heavily. And what happened was I was about $1,000 in profit all the way down here, and I should have just taken that, called it a fucking day, up $500 and not got greedy. But this ended up turning into a $350 loss. I mean, my entry probably moved down to a little bit, like right about there, give or take. So yeah, that was $350 loss. Again, I'm not going to explain that trade. It was just based off breaking that 5-minute gap. It was just the first trade. I just took it on MNQ instead of fucking NQ. So yeah, the next trade I took was right after that. Again, I was pretty deep in profit here. We get this 1-minute inversion on this retrace, and we retraced into this 5-minute gap here and respected it very nicely. So I'm looking for another short at this point, and I take a short right here. Just delete these off the 1-minute IFEG, and again, I was just targeting down to here, because at this point I'm already down 850 bucks. That would have pretty much put me up 150 on the day, and I ended up getting stopped out pretty fast on this one, right down there. I think I probably got a shittier entry, to be honest, but I ended up getting stopped out there because, again, I added positions. My original stop was up here, never got hit, but I did add positions, so that took me out for another $300 loss. So at this point, I'm down about 1100, give or take, 1150. And that was a good trade again. I liked that one and went a good amount of profit, but I sized too heavy, and this was kind of the spot where we started to reverse up. And this is where I took a long, because that 5-minute gap I just mentioned, we did end up breaking it. Where the fuck am I looking? Right here, this 5-minute gap, and we did end up closing above it at 7:30. So 7:35 is where I got my entry. What I failed to realize on this one is we did have 15-minute gap. I don't know why it's not showing on here. Let me see. There was a little tiny 15-minute gap. You can see it. I don't know why it's not showing up on TradingView. Right there. Yeah, which would have been this candle. So there's like a little 15-minute gap right here. I don't know why it's not showing up, but there was a 15-minute gap, and I failed to realize that we hadn't closed above that yet, and that kind of fucked me over. But I did get, like, I got dicked pretty hard on this trade. But like I said, as soon as we close above this 5 and we tap back in to this, we're delivering out of a 4-hour gap. In my opinion, this was the trade of the day right here, or my next one was pretty good as well, but I did enter before we tapped back into that gap. It was a little bit of a premature entry. Got in right there, and I got out right here. And you guys can see why I said I was kind of revenge trading today, because I was kind of just getting in every single trade. Like, I wasn't really taking my time. I was just like back to back to back. That's why I'm kind of having a hard time explaining this shit right now. But my stops were right here, and this one screwed me, man, because what happened was this wick here fucked me. That I added positions obviously on the way up, and so my stops were like basically right here, and this wick like literally like top bottom ticked me like that, and all I was doing was targeting up to this London high, which did get hit right after. And this wick came out of fucking nowhere, and it did not happen on NQ. Like, it just, man, it was annoying. But that wick didn't happen on NQ. It just spawned and smoked me. Realistically, I should have had my stops lower, but it is what it is, you know. I was kind of scared to lose more money because I was already down fat, and that turned into a $150 loss, unfortunately. So at this point, I'm down about $13.50, and like I said, I kind of revenge traded. I entered literally right after that wick because I was pissed off. And like I said, I was risking super low on this one. My stops were right there below this 3-minute gap right here. And at this point, we were looking really bullish. So I said, fuck it. I'll enter one more time. And this one was actually, this was, if not the one before I showed you guys, this was the trade of the day. And it took me out literally right there on that wick. So the reason I like this trade, we had the highest time frame inversion, which was the 5 minute here. Obviously, the trade before that would have been a little bit of a better entry if you didn't get smoked by that wick, but we did get an inversion back down, but that didn't concern me too much because we still were respecting. There's something we were respecting. I don't remember. It was probably a 2 minute gap if I had to guess, but we came back down, still respected it. We get the 5 minute inversion, and honestly, after this inversion here, this was probably the best entry. Right here was the trade of the day. If you took this and then left your stops where they were, didn't get screwed by this wick, you were going to bank. You were going to really bank, because you have your stops right on this wick. You're hitting a 1 to 5 easily, no drawdown. But I ended up getting in a little bit later, like I said, at this candle here, and this one had a little bit of drawdown at the start, but nothing really crazy, and I was out right there at 722 for a $1,500 win on this one. So I don't know. I'm sorry. This seems like kind of like a shitty video. I'm doing a bad job explaining. I was just all over the place today, guys. It was kind of a rough day. Like, price action wise, it was not great. Like you can see on the 15 minute, you kind of had to catch this move up at some point, or you're gonna get cooked. I mean, this leg down wasn't awful, but we had this daily high and this 4-hour high right here, so kind of a risky short in my opinion. But honestly, if you didn't catch that last long I was talking about, where we ran up about 270 points, that was kind of the only decent trade today. I mean, my other ones, I liked them, but would I take them over and over again? Definitely not. Going into market open today, my bias was just kind of all over the place. Obviously, I didn't want to short in this market, but all the signs were lining up to take a short, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just stuck to taking longs, and if it went down, I should have just missed out on it. But yeah, definitely kind of a wacky day for me, but I'll take it. I still caught a really nice trade, so it wasn't like a tilt trade or anything stupid. I could 100% explain it. So it is what it is, and we're getting 2 payouts right now, so I can't complain. And I just need to grind a little bit. I think 1 or 2 more days on the new account, and then that one gets a payout as well. Hopefully finish up a few combines by Monday, get my 5 accounts back, get back to fucking speed, and start taking a shit ton more payouts. So yeah, right now, guys, no more news for the week. There's nothing tomorrow, like I've been saying. We've delivered very nicely out of this 4-hour gap. Again, I am not taking shorts tomorrow because we are getting dangerously close to all-time highs. We are only about 270 points away, so price is going to want to push for those all-time highs, so be very careful if shorts happen. It's going to be like today. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be a quick retrace and probably back up, so I would just stay away from it. That's what I'm going to do, unless it's like some God-given crystal clear setup, then obviously. But yeah, S&P closed over 7,000 today. The Nasdaq's definitely going to make all-time highs either tomorrow or next week, as long as Trump doesn't do anything crazy. So keep an eye on that. There's no news. That's all you need to watch for. And hopefully all you guys end your week strong, and we go into next week and kill it too. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, as usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.